Hello, today I'm going to go over some tech that I use to help me biohack my health. So, a lot of times on this channel, I talk about tech that I use for my business in terms of softwares I use and things I put together. But today I really wanted to talk about tech I use for my health because I know 100% that this impacts my business, helps me show up every day, reduces the chance of burnout or feeling not great and not being able to work. And just know that in this video, I'm not an affiliate of any of these softwares or products. These are just generally I want to share because of how much it has impacted my life and how much I do use these tools in order to make sure that I am working at my maximum capacity and just feeling really good in general. So, a quick overview before I get into both of the things that I use. Before using these, I was really struggling with my health, and that was hard when managing a business. And it's really the reason that I started my business is because it was really hard managing a corporate job as well as chronic pain and chronic illness. And so one of the things that I struggled with the most, well, two things. One was I would have seizures, and I'll explain how this technology has actually helped me reduce those significantly to where it's not really an impact on my life at this point, as well as like chronic pain, not able to exercise. And so I'll go ahead and actually jump around in this presentation to kind of just show you the journey and how technology has really changed the game for me in terms of one thing to manage. I do other things in terms of my health protocol and my best practices. I'm not going to go into all of that in this video, more so the tech side. But if you want to know about those, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to make a full video on some of the health hacks that I use in my personal life in order to feel really good and manage my health. So the first one I'm going to go over, I'm going to skip over the first one and go to this one. So I've actually been using a company and a product called Levels. And so I'll go over here briefly to Levels. I'm not an affiliate. I wish I was, but basically this actually monitors your glucose. So as you can see, there's little charts here. It measures your glucose throughout the day. You could see like you have an average score, you could track your meals, you could track your exercise, and it lays it out so nice in this app. And I just really appreciate Levels because you can get a CGM, which is a continuous glucose monitor, from them without having to have a prescription. And typically CGMs are reserved for people who have diabetes or who are managing some sort of metabolic condition. But in this, anyone has access to purchase these. Now, in terms of the price point, they are a little pricey, but for me, I knew I needed a change in my life. And in terms of doing regular medical tests, I wasn't able to find very good solutions. So one of the things I thought of in terms of managing seizures, because medication didn't work for me, is blood sugar. And I found out about this through a few different sources. I honestly knew about Levels a few years ago from a podcast from Boss Babe, but I didn't think about it seriously for myself until I heard about people managing seizures using blood sugar. And note that this is not medical advice, it's just what has worked for me. What I didn't realize about myself is that my blood sugar was actually plummeting super low into the critical ranges, and that can actually cause seizures. So potentially, because I wasn't able to, within the Western medicine, figure out how to treat my seizures, possibly this is a way forward for me specifically. Now, this doesn't apply to everyone who has seizures, but it's been really interesting using a continuous glucose monitor to be able to see those changes within my body and be able to recognize and prevent and I guess you would say respond to those scenarios. So using a CGM, I'll go ahead and show you what that is. It's called like I said, a continuous glucose monitor. The one I got is produced by Dexcom. Now with Levels, there's two options. There's Dexcom as well as Libra, I think. I don't know enough about that one, but I've been using this one. And this one, the G7, I used the G6 previously, but levels upgraded, so now they're sending out the G7s. They're very small. All you have to do is it comes with an applicator and you just press a button and it goes into your skin. You can put it pretty much, it advises to put it on the back of the arm, so I'm just going to go with that for the purposes of this video. And that is actually where I typically use it. And as you can see, it connects to your phone, it can connect to watches, and this is what it looks like. And this is about the size of it. So a little bigger than a quarter maybe. And you can't really feel it once it's in. It's really easy to insert, and you just have to do that every 10 days. So I really am impressed with both levels in Dexcom, how they integrate with my phone and how it will give me alerts. So basically what happens is the Dexcom will give you kind of a baseline of where you're at, and then you're able to set alerts. Now with the alerts, it will notify you when you're going too low, and you can set a level there. But if it goes under 55, it's going to alert you no matter what. And mine was actually going into like um 30s, 40s, actually below where it even measures, where it just says low. And so I knew that that was a problem. And funny enough, even with doing a lot of testing in the Western medical realm, even within undiagnosed clinics, they were unable to recognize this within me, but this tool from Levels actually helped me recognize it within myself. And so now I just have these notifications on my phone. Obviously, my phone is with me wherever I go. And if it alerts me that my blood sugar is either falling or it's getting to a low level, I have mine set to notify me when it goes below 70. All I have to do is make sure that I am raising my blood glucose. So usually this means eating something. And for me specifically, it helps to eat some sort of like protein. It helps to eat, most people think like drink a juice or something, but that will just, for me, again, not medical advice, that will bring my sugars up and then down very rapidly, where I need something more sustainable. So this has really helped in terms of seizure management for me, because even in the middle of the night, if my blood sugar is dropping, it will notify me and I just make the needed corrections. And since doing this, it has 100% improved the rate at which I have seizures. So before, it was pretty often, and within the last 3 months, 4 months, there has been minimal, only a couple times where I've had a seizure. So I'm really, really excited about this technology, and just where it's leading me specifically. And the more time goes on, the more I'm able to track it better, listen to my body better, and kind of figure out all these little cues. So within this, if you don't have seizures, it can be great if you have any other sort of blood sugar imbalances. Even if you don't think you have blood sugar imbalances, you can read the level site and see if it's for you. It's helped people in many different ways. I'm just speaking again to my experience. What else is very notable for me is how it has helped with exercise. So before, I felt like I couldn't exercise at all because afterwards I would just feel terrible. And what's interesting is I noticed with my blood glucose patterns, my blood sugar would drop very rapidly when I was exercising. And so it would get to, again, unhealthy levels. And so now I make sure before I exercise that my blood glucose is above 100, and that's just my measurement. And then I'm able to exercise and not feel absolutely terrible when I'm done, which is such an improvement. So now I'm able to go for longer walks, do more exercise, get back into doing yoga again. So I really, really feel like it's given me my life back. And again, this really helps with work because now that I'm able to exercise, now that I'm able to not have seizures as much. It has helped my concentration. It's helped the amount of work I could take on, and just having the confidence that I won't be going through that as much anymore. And yeah, that's pretty much it about levels. If you guys want me to do a bigger video on how I specifically track things, I'm happy to do that. I've been using it since the end of August, and honestly this is the first time ever, so it's January 9th. I actually don't have one on at the moment. I was taking a few days of a break because I've been using it consistently since August, and I feel like at this point I know my body a little bit better to where I don't necessarily need the alarms as much anymore, because I start to feel the changes, not always, but I would say the majority of time. So I can go a few days without it, which is also really exciting. But it was critical in the beginning because I would not even know that my blood sugar was dropping when it was. All right, and I do have another slide. Yep, okay. So the other slide was just about how it's really impacted my life and being able to work and consistency with everything. Now, the second thing I'm going to share on here is Fitbit. Most of you guys probably know what a Fitbit is, but I'll let you know how I use it in terms of deciding how much work I'm going to do, and everything like that. So I've had the Charge 3 and Charge 5. Now on the website, it's saying there's a Charge 6. I don't know anything about that. I use it mostly for one, sleep tracking. So I just ensure I'm getting optimal rest and refreshment. I'm the kind of person who wants like 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. I think that it really helps my concentration. It helps me be able to show up as my best each day. And so if I see that I'm not able to get that, I really prioritize sleep the next night. So I'm not in a sleep deprivation mode. That's not something I'm willing to sacrifice for my business. Ever, I was going to say at this point in time, but I don't think there will ever be a point in time where I'm willing to sacrifice my sleep for my business. So that has been really helpful, just being able to identify that I'm getting, I don't know why it says 78. I should be 7 or 8 hours of sleep per night. I also monitor my heart rate variability. Now this is a new metric for me, and I don't know exactly what it means, but I do know that when it's down, I tend to feel more sluggish, and it is harder to work. And when it's up, I'm feeling pretty good. And so what I've noticed is it's up when I'm able to regularly exercise, which we can attribute to the help of levels and Dexcom, as well as getting enough sleep, tuning out of work for the last few hours of the day for me. I've noticed when I try and work really long days, the heart rate variability goes down. And so days where I see that the heart rate variability is down, I actually make a conscious effort to log out of work at a reasonable time, make sure I'm not doing anything extra that day, and just really give my body and my mind a chance to recharge. Where on days where it's a little higher, I know that I could push myself a little bit if there's something else I need to get done in the day, and not necessarily suffer for it. It also tracks things like breathing rate, skin temperature, oxygen saturation, resting heart rate. Those are all really good things to note. That doesn't necessarily impact my day to day, as these don't super fluctuate, but I used to deal with fevers a lot as well. So don't know why I had fevers, still don't have an answer to that. But Fitbit actually helps me just by tracking that in the middle of the night. So if I see that that is off, clearly I need to do something different during the day. And it's not something where I consciously have to go take my temperature and monitor that. It's just on my wrist all the time. So that has led to obviously a greater life balance, because I'm not thinking about that. It's just all the data's on my phone. You can also log mindfulness, your menstrual cycle if you're a female. So there's really comprehensive health tracking on the Fitbit app. And I like this because I think it just brings a well-rounded picture to health and wellness. And in business, I think that's so important, not just to care for your physical health, but also your mental health, and making sure that you're taking time for mindfulness and to check out of things. And then it also gives you a readiness and stress score. I don't look at these as much as I look at the HRV, because I think that that actually fluctuates more with how I'm feeling. So you do your own research, you figure out which numbers mean the most to you, but it can show you if your body's really stressed out, or if you're not. Like if your readiness score is low, if you did a lot the day before, you didn't get a good night's sleep or something. But I like to track the metrics individually. And again, I'm not a affiliate. I wish I was, but there's just so much, as you can see, that goes along with these Fitbits. There's different kinds of Fitbits, but I think that mine is great for what I'm doing. And these are the two kind of tech biohack tips that I have. Again, if you want to learn more about either of these or anything else I do to optimize my health to run a business, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to see you guys in the next video, and have a good day.